welcome back to the Play Studio. This is Gomati Sivasankaran. We are in the third class of the Vidya Lakshmi painting, one of the 8 different forms of Lakshmis or goddesses of health, wealth, and all the positive propensities of life, and that includes Vidya. Vidya refers to knowledge, and Vidya Lakshmi is the goddess of knowledge. We are celebrating knowledge, and we are working on that, and with a new dimension to this painting. We are trying to give it the dimension of diversity, dimension of girl child empowerment, women empowerment, and such. It's an absolutely interesting project, and I'm so happy to have you in this session. I am Gomati Sivasankaran, and let's quickly go over the basics of what we had done before in the last 2 sessions. The last 2 sessions really were the classes wherein we had focused a lot on the picture as well, the picture, the way the references are going to work, and planned on it in our first class, and used that plan to execute it in the framework of a canvas. Yeah, that we did. Now we have to take that to the next level, because right now we have all the noise here, the grids, the numbering, and everything is just mixed up, and we are not able to see the real character of the image. And then we are also not able to see how everything will go well. All these ideas, are they sitting well together? For us to see that, we need to block. So this is going to be an episode or a session focused on blocking colors in different sections of the canvas to see this is how our idea can grow possibly. So let's get on to the blocking. In terms of materials that I will be using, I think I have gone through materials, the paints and brushes, oil paints and brushes have been discussed in detail in the basic session. So I'm going to quickly use the colors and then show you what I'm using also along the line, so you're not left over. Don't feel like you are left over completely, adrift completely. So to start with, the first thing I would like to do is to uh, look at any places for improvement, spaces for the improvement. For me, this particular picture feels like only the hands need a little bit of enhancement. The overall body is fine. That's how it looks. Maybe when we do the blocking, we'll know more. In terms of the colors that I want to use, I want to start with the face first and work on the face and body. Wherever the skin tone is appearing, and then go on to work on the face to give a little bit of nuance. It's not that we are going to work in the details today, but we need to give at least a bit of the, where the eye is, where the nose is, so that we are able to, yeah, understand the whole concept a little better. So we need to do that. And the pictures I already have with me. So let's look at the picture of the girl. Yeah, the skin tone that she has is something that I would do by adding a little bit of. Mm, this is a skin tone where I would need vermilion. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'll have titanium white, of course, yellow ochre, vermilion, and a little bit of primary yellow or a permanent yellow, lemon yellow will do. And all these will be like tiny, tiny portions and a little more of white, so that it just tones out. The darkest of it will be really dark. We don't need that. We will need the lightest of that tone, and that's possible when we add more of white. And that's the color that I'm going to work with. Yeah. Um, I have mixed it and it's ready. I'm going to show you that right away. Yes. So when I fill this in, it'll look like I'm adding a little bit of, gray white, because it's just blending with the previous colors there. and that is okay for me. It's not a final color. This is the first of the layers. And remember, I'm also painting. There is a partition of hair like this. So in between, you can see skin as well. So I'm also painting that, and I'm proceeding to work on the entire face. All the colors from the grids are blending in. That is okay for me. Whatever is blending is fine, whatever is not blending is also fine, because this is uh, a session that is focused really on blocking, and also focused on some of the metrics of what we want to do, does it go well or not. Yeah, so I'm just doing that. Yes, it is mixing a lot in her. The colors that I have are dry, so they are mixing a lot here, but it's fine. If it is mixing a lot, what I would do is that I will, for example, I'm going to take a little more of vermilion and blend them in, to make sure that it doesn't really overpower in some way. Yeah. So the color isn't the color that I initially had created, but it's fine. Um, Taking a bit of vermilion to blend in again, because I think the gray or whatever color I had used in the previous session is just blending in. So I have done that, and the face is kind of okay, done. I'm going to proceed with the the hands that are visible. I'm working on the arms first, okay? So I'm not going to do the hands. Okay, I have the color and I can see that, it's blending in. So I'm just adding a bit of vermilion to, because it looks slightly bluey. I don't know how it looks on camera for you, but for me, for my eyes, I need a bit of pink. So I'm just adding whatever vermilion I have left over in my in my palette. So right now, let's focus on the hands. Hands, I thought I need to make them slightly bigger. This one, the finger has to come out nicely. We cannot see the other fingers because they are really underneath the book. So the thumb is where we really show something. I have done that, and now the focus is on changing its color. Okay, so right here, this is one hand that has got, these two hands really show up fully. So I'm just trying to have that finger and that thumb and all the three fingers filled in. The way I'm saying filled in is that I'm using a brush number one flat. So when I use it vertically like this, then I can actually make those lines that I did in the previous session turn slightly thicker, thereby showing that possibility of a finger space, the fingers needed space. And I think this hand is big enough. This one needs to be, this one also needs to be. So I have to. improvise on these. Yes, and this one, the thumb has to be thumb, and there's a finger behind, and there are 3 fingers here. The handle's looking like this, I think. Yeah. Now we've got the angle kind of covering, and it's really turned gray. And for those for those who have used a lead pencil to draw, it would also turn gray. And do not worry about it. We will definitely work on this in our upcoming sessions, and then you'll see that it's possible to switch the color to anything that you actually love to. Her hair color is almost black, so I'm going to do that. But before I get to the hair color, I want to work on the face itself, because there are a few other nuances that we haven't done. What's that? It's her eye and nose and yeah, lip line. So let's work on that. To do that, I'm taking a brush number 0, and I take a little bit of titanium white, because I want to, there is this iris, the pupil, and on the sides there is this little bit of white, and I want to capture that. So I'm doing that by filling in a bit of white there on both the sides. Okay, this one, the side is gone. I painted it away. Yes, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm done with that, and now I will take a bit of ivory black to do the eyeball, the areas in the pupil. Yeah, and then also the upper eye definition is slightly on the black area, so I'll use that. The under eye doesn't show that, so it's looking like possibly she's done a makeup, or at least a highlight of her eyelashes. Okay, I see that. All right, and now if I add this black that is sitting in my brush, 0 brush, to a yellow ochre, then it turns, in that like a burnt umber. It's a darker brown, and that is a good one for me to work with the rest of the eye areas safely. Okay. Yes, and then also the eyebrow. I can see, okay, I have scope to improve here. Yes, that was fine. Now I have to, I like to work on the nostrils, but before that, I want to make sure that this is, the color from previous round is still there. So I think it is helping here. I'm just going to define that even further, slightly, ever so lightly. And give the curve of her, of the nose, and then the lips. Okay, this brown color, if you added a little more of yellow ochre, it's turning into that brown, and that will be a good base for the lip also. Do not worry, because it's a pink lip. It's a baby or a girl's tender lip line, but still it helps to have this color now. And then when we work on it further with the lighter color tonality, it'll help because we gave the darker background or darker um, what do you call darker layer. That darker layer is going to help us throw the color, the lighter color to the front, making it even more realistic. So I'm taking a bit of ivory black to do the fine dot and the lip line. It's a very minute detail, but I just needed to be sure. It's not necessary to work right away on that, but still I just need to be sure of what exactly I am seeing. I'm going to take that black, but mixing a little bit of yellow ochre um, or what do you call titanium white also will tone down the black slightly. It's it's on a gray scale, very close to black, but not black. You know, that's how I would define any Asian or at times this Middle Eastern, Middle Eastern uh, hair texture. If you come closer and look, it will not look like it's ivory black. Definitely no. It is stronger, but not there yet. So I have managed to fill in that black as well. Done. So that is done. The eyes and nose are also done. Just need the nose to be all right. And if I look at the things are, it's even sharper. So just want that to be slightly, yeah, adjusted here. Yes. Okay, fair enough. Um, let's work on the jewelry or the crown aspect of it. That I will use if I mix yellow ochre with primary yellow or such, I will get almost a golden color. And that is a good fit for me to fix the base of her jewelry that she is wearing in her hip. And that's the belt kind of a thing that is in her hip. I would use that. And also around her neck, maybe I will also give that effect a little bit. Yeah, done. So that is done. Brush number 7, round, clean new brush. But it's all from the same, store-bought brush set. So I have a white fixed here, a bit of white here, and let me start with a pinky white. So this is, I took a little bit, a tiny bit of crimson and added to that. So it's going to be a pinky white. That is easier to work in the, yeah. So this is the base and it will turn even more towards the, what do you call, the even more towards the whitey range when we move on to the further layers that we will work on. taken more of white and used it up like this. And I want these petals also to go in a way, it should go like they are surrounding her. She's seated inside the flower, so the flower is supposed to be slightly bigger, and you can see the edges of the flower's petal, behind her also. So that should be the ideally that's the way we paint her. I think we managed this. I'm going to. This is a nice. It's really on the pinky white side, and it will get even more on the whitey side when we do the layers. But for now, yeah, it's on the pinky white side. Yeah, even when we have that white, when we do the layers, what we do is that we try to give a little bit of a three-dimensional effect with all the what do you call the depth and nuances. We are not working on depth and light versus dark in this class, because the focus of the class is for you to understand how colors go, where do they go, where should they go, where what is right and what's not. So that's the focus of this class. Yeah. So once we are done with this filling in of the pinky white, we are ready to work on the bluey white, which means to the white we'll have to add a bit of blue tonality. I'm adding a tiny bit of primary blue, so it was not going to look bluey at all. But it'll be in stark contrast to what we have here. I think you can feel it. Yeah. Yes. So Vidya Lakshmi, the goddess of knowledge, is coming up to shine down on us and enlighten us. Nearly there with her image. All we have to now focus on will be the background. The background, I want it to be on the pinky side, to bring the white to the front. So I don't want it to be a pinky pink, but it's a a mixture of pink and vermilion. So I'm thinking of I'm going to take brush number 5 flat, and I have vermilion in it. I'm going to take, so I have some crimson with me, and I'm going to add a little bit of vermilion to that. That usually gives a shiny skin color when crimson goes along with the vermilion. And to that, of course, we add a bit of because it turns in a maroony kind of color. And to that, when we add white, titanium white, it lightens up a bit, and it's another shiny color that we get. I think that will just pull the, push the image of Saraswati, sorry, Vidya Lakshmi. Saraswati is also the goddess of knowledge. So Vidya Lakshmi to the front. Yes. Absolutely lovely color. So it's a lovely pink, but it's not the kind of pink that we see in, let's say, Barbie pink. No, it's not that. It's this kind of pink. You see that? When you fill that in all directions, you'll see that it comes out well. Now the white that we did, the pinky white that we did, we need that for the small little lotuses in her hand. I'm having everything in my hand, which is not a good idea. I need to put down few things from my hands. So I have that. That's done. What is pending here is this. Let's do that. What is pending here is what is that? The peacock feather. Let us do that. What do we do with the peacock feather? Okay, I'm going to take, just looking at what I have in my palette, olive green, and I will just do the space for the feather, because what comes in between is the blue. I don't see blue here. There is, then it's not visible, so I'll do that here and leave that space, because that's also going to be, the feather will be really big. So there will be a lot of work to be done with the peacock feather. So at least I'll just leave that space filled with green, and then we can figure it out when we come to the other layers. So that is done. Now I'm going to work on the contours of the image first. So I make sure that I don't end up spoiling the key attributes of the picture. I'm also having the skin tone ready in case I damage something, which I have done already here. Yes, good. And the skin tone is clearly defined here. Yeah, good. Done. Okay, getting back to the brush number 5 flat to do the background pink. But also remember, I'm using this color and I'm using this brush. You could use another color for the background if you feel like, and also what do you call, also use a brush that is even thinner than this one, if you feel comfortable with it, to do the contours. Okay, I'm just going to go around this contour first to see what it is here. There's a slight bit of space between the arm and her hip line. It's not too much, but there is space. Keep that in mind and keep that defined. Okay. This looks fine. Going along the contours of her crown and the contours of these flowers here. Oh, she looks serene, even though we are just, not even 20% done. I think the color white also brings serenity, and her face really fits in perfectly. I saw the face in the first instant and I said, okay, that's her. That's going to be her. Okay, and I am moving on to this side of the contours, coming close to the fingers and contouring along the. I think I made some adjustments from the previous session that I have to hide now. And peacock feather, we will definitely work a lot on, so I'm not worried about it at this juncture. It just can be. I think it is done here. Block everything, fill everything so you could see the whole picture come up and your ideas, getting a concrete definition. Okay, I am coming close to finishing the contours of the lotus flower as well. I think I am done with the contouring. Now what I have is to work on the entire background space, which is slightly easier if I move to a larger brush. I have a flat 11 brush. That's gonna, yes, that's gonna do this for me. That's gonna do the homework for me. And making it easier for me. Some of the grids that we have done are fading away. Some of them are still visible. That is fine. But at this stage, you will get some more clarity into, okay, so this is what I'm doing. All these discussions have, started bearing a fruit. Okay. So that's this defining moment of this class. I always like this layer 2 finishing because until such time I'm also in the thinking zone. I'm also, thinking of my idea. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. And I'm imagining, but this is actually telling me some reality as to, okay, that's how. And I can compare, did I imagine right or should I readjust certain things or so. So it's a defining moment for me, layer 2. And at this stage, I don't want the depth to come in right away. That's why I do not do the depth in this session. I want it flat. Just the colors, the angles of the image, components of the image, are they coming out right or such? So that's what is important. Okay, at this stage, I would also suggest something. That you work on the sides of the canvas. I'm going to show you that also quickly. All right. Okay. The sides of the canvas. Um, I would like to have it painted with a background to kind of finish the painting all the time. I do at least 3 layers of paint even in the backdrop or the background and also the sides. A couple of reasons why I like to do that is that I give the customers and my end users of the painting a kind of opportunity to decide on whether they want to mount the picture on a wooden frame or metal frame or something, or just leave it the way it is. Sometimes it goes well with their wall background or something and they prefer to have it like that. So that option is there because I've done the background, and I also look at it as the finish line of um, having everything in sync on the canvas that is possibly visible. um, yeah, I do this also. Oh, now I have done two of the sides. The other two sides are the ones that are really on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to carefully shift the painting sideways. Hmm. So I could focus on the other two sides as well. Okay, now I move on to the last but not the least, the top side of the frame. Sometimes, the frames could be so thick that it is, I think this one is just 1 centimeter. Mm, but you will find frames that are 3 centimeters or even larger. In that case, it's really helping for you to work on the sides. Okay, let's take a look at how this looks now. I'm going to place this and topple it over again. This layer is so important for me also on the side. So if I feel that there is, space left over, I try to fill in. Bring it over. All right. So we come to the close of layer 2. This is how our Vidya Lakshmi is looking now. Look at the pictures, references one more time and see for yourself that you have in 3 classes grown from an idea into a an artwork that is in making, yeah. And that idea, the references that you have done justice to the references, but by taking the inference from that but not copying it totally, and you have created something like this. And I'm sure yours could be different, but at the same time you will see for yourself that you have created something beautiful out of this, and I'm sure of that. So we'll make a stop with this, and then this is the time where I also suggest that you take a break from the canvas to let the canvas dry fully, and then also you can take note of the changes that you want to make, improvements you want to make, mistakes that you want to adjust, and so on. So in the next session, when you come to the next session, you are fresh with your ideas, and the canvas is also dry enough to go through the kind of changes that you are thinking of working on, yeah. So that's important, that you give a break to yourself, from a point of view of objectivity, and also the resting point for the canvas to take in all the oil and the paint and such, and start emoting the real colors, and you can see, okay, I want to adjust this, I want to change this and such. So that is what I would advise you, and I'm thanking you for choosing this knowledge diety. And yeah, yes, before we meet for the next session, what I would like to say is that you should keep this motivation on until the end of the seeing the success of knowledge come through in your own way as well. So stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay motivated. Let's meet up in the next class. Bye bye.